Good day, America! Red Ho coming back at you. The reason for this podcast on this particular day, and this is not a specific day because it's my birthday like we did in the last podcast, so let's just start off with that. But I did get a little bit of a response from some of you people out there, mainly just one, so I wanted to bring it up. Now, this idea that this person had. She is a German friend of mine. She currently lives in Iowa. How you doing, Yvonne? And she said, "Why don't you say something about crazy German wives?" Now, full disclaimer: I love my wife very much. Yes, she is German, and she is great. Obviously, like any other marriage, we've had our differences in the past, but we are a very happy couple. So now that disclaimer is over, let's get to the real stuff about it, the funny part about it. So a little bit of a backstory. Like everybody else knows, obviously I was in the Army, and we met through a friend who was also dating this other German gal, and basically that was how we met. We didn't hit it off right away necessarily, mainly because there was a huge language barrier. She did not speak any English, I did not speak any German, so this was like awkward for the most part. We basically had to use a translator at first. When we finally did start hitting it off, that's when she had pulled out a German English translation dictionary. Oh my God, it made leaps and bounds to start off with, but her English got better than my German did, at least to start off with, because even though I've heard German words growing up as kids, my grandmother, she spoke fluent German, my mom understood German very well. To start off, it was very rough, so we're just going to leave it at that. But as time goes on, her English that she had learned in school started to come to the forefront, and so her English started slowly and slowly getting better. Now she actually speaks pretty fluent in English, mainly because I talk smack. She talks a lot of smack too, good, bad, or indifferent. But I still love you, baby. So anyway, but one of the crazy things that she did, because of her broken German and that kind of stuff, she her first time in the United States, which was around Thanksgiving, Christmas time, I before we got married. We were already engaged, and we came to the States, and her first time touching down, my parents come pick us up. Are you hungry? Yes, we're hungry. So let's go and get something to eat. So we decided to go to White Castle. Now my wife has never been to White Castle, never even knew what White Castle was. And of course, my mom and dad, well, how many hamburgers do you want? And she kind of looked at him funny and was like, just one is fine, thank you very much. And of course, then they look at me, how many do you want? Oh, I'll take five. She's like, five? You want five? Five hamburgers? That's an awful lot. He said, you sure you don't want any more than just one? No, I just want one. I said, okay. So we come back and we get something that we get our food and that and what have you, and she kind of looks at that burger and she realizes how tiny it was, and she was just like, could I have a couple more of those burgers, please? And of course, we're all busting up laughing because she had no idea how small the burgers were. So of course we're busting up laughing and having a good time. It was all good and fun, just so you know. And and of course later on, after we got home and a couple of days came by and we had a party, we had to get together. Where family was home, and they would, we were all hanging out and doing our thing, having a good time. Well, we decided we were going to play Pictionary. Well, Pictionary, obviously you take a word and you have to draw it out, that kind of stuff. Well, my wife, who loves playing games, loves board games, still to this day, she will hang out with some cousins and some friends and we'll be playing board games. She loves it. And, at that time, her English was vague, to say the least. It was very, very broken. So, um, if it was her turn and she's looking at this word and she's all like not understanding what the word is, reading it, one of us would actually have to take her into the other room. Most of the time, it was just in the bathroom, just to give a brief explanation. Well, we're all sitting in the kitchen in the dining room area. Next thing you know, we hear, "Oh, ha, yeah." We got laughs for that for hours. I mean, seemed like it was non-stop laughing. And we didn't mess with her a whole lot about that part because we knew the concept, we knew the ideas and stuff. But it was still funny. Well, we laughed. She laughed because she knew it was funny, so it was all good. Um, but one thing that she would always say when she would translate German words to English words, the translation gets confusing. So, like for example, if you have to go to the bathroom, well, the Germans say "pipi machen," which means making pee, or pee making, actually. And so she would always, when she go and excuse herself to go to the bathroom, she's like, "Excuse me, I need to make pee." Of course, that got us all like, "Huh?" Started laughing, and we messed with her a lot about that, and understandably so. You know, once you learn the language and that kind of stuff, it's just like, "Oh my God, make pee? Really? You gotta go make pee?" That was the same concept as Worstman Sosa. So, but yeah, we had it was just a big old laugh, and it was hilarious. We used to have all kinds of fun with that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was that part. So and another thing, you know, when we got to talking with the extended family later on down the road, they like to make fun of people. Now, the concept is very simple. If we are making fun of you, that generally means that we like you. So when there's somebody that's new to the family, and they'll mess with you, and they'll mess with you just to kind of get the feeling of how you do things, and you know how your reaction would be. And you know, after a couple of times of talking to a few of my uncles who were pretty relentless about the whole talking smack thing, you know, we were driving home from a get together one day, and she was just like, "You know, I don't think your family likes me at all." I said, "No, dear, that just means that they love you because they like to talk smack." She thought that my entire family hated her, but no, they absolutely love her, and they still love her to this day. But yeah, so you know, all the smack talk and that kind of stuff, she would get irritated about it early on in our relationship. But you know, afterwards, she realized that talking smack was our way of saying we love you. So, love you very much, baby. I know things get crazy at times, and I can get kind of crazy as well. But you know, I was told to bring it, you know, I was asked to bring that kind of stuff up, so I figured I'd kind of keep it as low key as possible without really giving you a hard time. So, you know, no sex talk. So anyway, so what? Some upcoming events that are coming up. Obviously, Thanksgiving is coming up, and of course my birthday, which I've already mentioned before. I'm not going to kind of pat myself in the back and do that kind of stuff like I did with the last one. So, but I do want to bring up is the community is having another play. You guys remember The Sound of Music? I was involved in that. Well, this play is not a musical. So you don't have to hear me saying, "ha ha ha." I didn't sing in the last one either. But this one's called Checking In. Um, Basically, it is a screenwrite about um, two hotel, or a concierge, or a butler, or yeah, I would say probably more of a butler and a waitress, or something like that become love interest, and as they were talking to all these different guests that come into the place, you know, they start to, their feelings for each other start to grow. So that's just to give you a basic concept, and I actually don't have one, but two parts in this one. One of the parts is being a dad, which of course I'm a dad. You see my daughter in the Halloween edition, so so it kind of works out. And you know, after reading the script, Obviously, I don't have it memorized yet, but after reading the script, um, the um, the two parts that they gave me was absolutely perfect for me because well, one of them of course is the dad to be, but the other one's a widower, which I personally I'm not a widower, obviously, since we're talking about my crazy wife. But the idea and the concept and the words that are coming out makes it sort of comedic in nature, even though it is kind of sad as well. But really heartfelt. Going through this script, I'm telling you, if you like the sound of music the last time, music, no music, doesn't matter. This one should be just as good. All right. So more information as that comes along. I do believe it's still supposed to be on in February. I believe it's the first weekend in February, the 6th through the 8th of February, and that's going to be at the Perry Park Center, just like it was the last time. Um, the admission is still $10, as I understand it. So please, the play is called Checking In once again, and once the pre-orders and that kind of stuff comes out, then I will actually post that up on the Facebook page and the Good Day America fans group. Just so that way, if you want some sort of a pre-order and want to buy ahead of time, feel free to let me know. That way I can get the tickets for you, and we'll work the other issues out, maybe a link or something like that, so that way you can pay for the tickets yourself. Um, but yeah, other than that, I'm enjoying this month. This month has been a pretty fun month. I mean, obviously because it's my favorite month of the year. Cheer, I'm getting older, but yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. And I'm gonna have a lot more fun doing this next play. I'm kind of getting excited about it and joyful and woohoo. So but that's basically the purpose of this particular episode, mainly because somebody gave me some feedback. So if you like what you're hearing, like the video, subscribe to the video, and share this video with your friends. Tell them, you know what, this guy's funny as hell, or this guy is stupid as F, and but you gotta see it's just, you gotta see it. So, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, um, and if anything, go to the Facebook page, which is Good Day America Facebook page, and just, um, follow through that if you need to, and let's just have some good old fashioned fun, because I like doing images and that, or imitations and that kind of stuff, but this time not so much. But next month, obviously next month is Christmas time. Christmas time is always a great time because just the overall feeling that most people get during the Christmas time is pretty nostalgic, really, because I don't know, just a lot of people just don't get angry very easily during that time frame, and I mean that's the part that I enjoy. Obviously, because I'm a Christian, Christmas and the whole birth of baby Jesus um, is also a great thing. But I'll come up with a couple of clues. Maybe you can help me out. You can always put the comments into YouTube. You can always put it in the Facebook page as well. Anything that you might want to talk about. I know the comparisons between the German style Christmas and American style Christmases. There are a lot of similarities, but of course there's a lot of differences as well. So I'll kind of put notes into that. Perhaps I can get my wife to come on here to finally say something. Doubtful. She's very camera shy, so opposites attract, I guess. So anyway, so thank you very much for coming on to this and watching this podcast, and please like, subscribe, share, and until next time, good day, America.